Welcome back, friends, to another hilarious and nostalgic episode of B-Town Stories with Shit and Food. I'm Shit.
Hey, what's up? It's your main man, Food, here.
Foodie, duty in the building. What's up, bro? How you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. I don't know, I feel really good today. Came up with some new supervillains for the comic book.
Oh, okay, really? You doing a comic book?
No.
Okay.
I just like to come up with villains for comic books.
Like what? Like what?
I've got this one I've been workshopping, The Entomologist.
Oh, okay.
It's like this guy who like studies bugs, but he's evil and he doesn't want people to have corn. So he like is creating this like swarm of locusts to kill all the corn crops in Iowa.
Amazing.
And he talks like this. Oh my God, what is he going to do?
We're hitting you with some high level shit before we kind of segue into a fun Bremerton story, more of like a Bremerton nostalgia session about places we used to talk about this random shit at that don't really exist too much anymore here in Bremerton at the level they used to, and that is the diner. Right?
Yeah, there's just so this is how I started with this idea. It was that probably like last year before the last Sherry's in Silverdale had closed down.
Oh yeah.
I had been like ordering like to-go food there, and I'd go in there at like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock on an evening and just completely empty. Like there's no one in there. And I remember this one time I was sitting there waiting for my order to be, made up or whatever. And I asked the hostess lady do kids ever come in here and just hang out and drink coffee? And she's like, no. Like I was stupid for asking that. And I was like,
that's all we used to do.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, that's sad. And she's like, they're just sitting at home on their phones, or playing video games and not coming in here. That's why we're closing. She was all pissed off. And I was like, I can understand why she's pissed off. But
do you think it has something to do with is there smoking sections still?
No, you can't smoke anywhere.
I mean, that was kind of the gig, right? You'd go in there, drink coffee, and just smoke like a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
And just like...
I like how they had, a smoking section and a non-smoking. Like you couldn't smell the cigarettes in the non-smoking section.
But there was so many wonderful cafes in Silverdale and Bremerton. I mean, dude, there was like Elsie's, right?
Yeah.
In Silverdale, that was like...
That was the OG kind of right there.
And then around the corner from Elsie's, there was Cafe Revista.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that one?
Oh, yeah. Hung out there. They had like a parquet floor.
Mm-hmm.
And
I feel like they had
porno magazines
they had
you could look at.
Yeah.
I don't know about porno magazines.
No, but they had like Thrasher and like publications and zines.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
People who would make their little punk rock zines would like have them there so you could pick them up.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I've got a couple memories of hanging out there.
Dude, and in West Bremerton, the Zoo Cafe.
That was pretty badass.
I painted a fat graffiti mural in there. It was fucking awesome. Like up on the ceiling, they would let like graffiti artists paint in there. And,
yeah.
And like shows, there was always shows there.
Yeah, I saw some really cool shows there actually. Fucking early MXPX, fucking Zeke I saw there.
Cool.
Monster Truck Driver. But anyway, but yeah, kind of the OG before we were, jumping to all or able to go to these other spots was like Elsie's in Silverdale. Like I remember us specifically hanging out there those nights that we'd sneak out, go skateboarding.
Oh yeah,
Elsie's
that's right.
And just sit there and smoke and drink and coffee, not booze.
Do you remember the Elsie's burger?
Oh yeah,
it was like a 2-patty. It was like the best burger in Silverdale for a long time.
Sure was a beaut. But that place was cool. I don't remember anything like really too cool or memorable to talk about from there. But I just remember that's where we first started hanging out. But kind of moved over to East Bremerton after that.
Definitely. Family Pancake House and Sherry's. And Denny's.
No, and Denny's.
Yeah.
Before Sherry's.
Yeah.
Lots of FPH hanging out. I remember that when I first started hanging out with those butt rocker dudes.
Oh, yeah.
Sean and Noel and
fucking all about coffee and like listening to Guns N' Roses.
Oh yeah,
And then just
Garth
pulling up
Brooks.
to the Fupaha.
Yeah, the Fupaha. Because I was easier to say than Family Pancake House.
Yeah.
Fupaha.
Do you got any fun stories and that have taken place in any of those diners? I can think of a couple, I think.
I remember like vaguely this one time. I mean, we just hung out at that FPH like every day, so it just kind of became part of just what the daily routine, you know.
Yeah.
But there was a time when like for some reason we're like, let's fuck with my brother and pretend Noel wants to kick his ass.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so like I was like, so you were there. It was you and Jesse and my brother and somebody else. And you guys are sitting at a different table. It was like,
Oh, we had too many, so we had to split up in two tables?
no, we were already there.
Oh,
and
okay.
you guys came in and I was like, oh, it's my little brother and his friends, that kind of thing,
Was this before school?
It was in the evening. It was
okay.
in the evening. And I was like, no, fuck with my brother and just stare at him like you want to beat his ass. And Mike got really fucking scared because for some reason Noel was intimidating. I don't know why, but he was.
It's because he had like a Carhartt jacket and like a fucking muscle car.
Yeah. He was kind of like fucking Todd on Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know. He was just like, he was like way smaller than me, but even to me, I thought he was like intimidating. But
Yeah.
he never smiled. I mean, that was part of it,
Yeah, for sure.
I think he's in prison.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He got into some drug business.
Ooh.
But yeah, we'd chill there and like it was the best deal. You could like, they had all you can eat pancakes for $1 and all you can drink coffee for $1.
Damn.
And
dude.
cigarettes were $2.25, $2.50 a pack, or you could just steal them.
Yeah.
So $5 and you were set for the whole night, no matter like what night of the week it was. So we just spent a lot of many hours hanging out in that place.
Yeah, dude.
Or go outside and do burnouts in the parking lot.
Sherry's in East Bremerton. I have some pretty cool stories. It's super on Bremerton. Like I was in the smoking section, I think with your brother Mike, and this girl, like punk rock chick, comes up and like fucking pulled a switchblade on me and was like, give me a cigarette. And I'm like, okay, babe, here you go. I got robbed by like a riot girl for a cigarette in Sherry's.
Do you have any idea who it was?
No, but it was kind of awesome. Like I was just like, that's pretty cool. Like it's not like I freaked out and called the cops or anything. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just kind of an awesome spectacle to be robbed by a chick with a switchblade for a cigarette. And I was just like, here,
Yeah.
you know?
I do have a story of hanging out at that East Bremerton Sherry's though. One time, me and my brother and Pete Relfke were eating some mushrooms one snowy afternoon in East Bremerton, and we were sledding on garbage bags behind Bag and Save down the sand dunes back there. Then it got dark, so we're like, let's go, chill out at Sherry's, and Ryan went home. And that was when, I don't know if you remember this or if you were even around here when that happened, but it warmed up like 25 degrees and started raining on almost 2 feet of snow.
Oh, wow. No.
So it just all melted, and like the Albertsons roof caved in.
Oh, shit.
And so that was in that same parking lot, and the Napa roof caved in, yada, yada, yada. Fucking. So we're sitting there coming down off our shrooms, and we're like, how are we going to get home? We like just seem so far away. There's like no way we're going to walk in this, like, sorry. The road was flooded. Like there was like 2 feet of water. And so we called Nate, Nate.
Yeah.
Because he was the only one we knew who had a 4x4. So he came and picked us up. And he's like, oh my God, George, I'm going to be on the news tonight. And I guess he was down at the Napa when the news crews came after the roof caved in, and they interviewed him. And they're like, so Mr. Forbes, what do you think about what's going on here with the flooding? And then he just had a chew in his lip, and he's like, well, something to tell your kids about, I suppose. And that's all he said. And they're like, all right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Forbes.
And that was on the news, which was fucking hilarious. Especially when you got like the giggles when you're coming down off some shrooms,
Dude, I was at the crib with Gabe one night, and I think we were probably really stoned, and I was just like starving. And And I was like, let's go to Denny's. And I didn't have the money, and I was just going to fucking like, I kind of entrapped him into it. And
a dine and dashing?
Yeah. I ordered this. I remember I ordered a Super Bird. And he was like, I was like, we're fucking dining and dashing, dude. And he was like, no way.
Yeah.
It's like, there's a new waitress. They won't know who we are. We'll get away with it. You know what I mean? So we just dipped. And then we went out, and then we got back to his house. Or we went to somebody else's house in his, maybe Tanea's, I don't know, some house in there. And somebody had a police scanner. And somebody was like, dude, turn on the police scanner. And it was just like, Ryan Sheehan stole a Super Bird. We're going to go get him now. Somebody had narked me off, and I got popped.
Really?
Yeah, I had to pay like some restitution. It was like a $5,000 Super Bird.
Oh, that's insane that someone would even care about that.
Yeah, but like I was really thought we would get away with it. I thought we were being real sneaky.
Who do you think ratted you out? Was it a fellow patron?
You know, probably like a Casey Desmond.
I was just going to say,
yeah.
Was it Wiznaldo?
Ooh, speaking of Wiznaldo, remember when he got in that fucking fight there was a lot of great fights at East Bremerton Cherries.
That was Denny's, wasn't it?
No, yeah. Oh yeah, it was Denny's actually.
Yeah.
It was Denny's. Yeah. I got them confused.
It's all good.
But didn't we egg them on into a fight? Like there was basically two patrons, and we were all smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee in there.
I gotta plead no memory of this.
Oh,
I remember it happening, but I wasn't there, so I have no firsthand
It was essentially
recollection.
like two like trench coat type rocker dudes.
Oh, I love those guys.
Yeah, and I think it was probably me and Mike, and there was like we were sitting in one booth in the middle. And
oh yes, this is all kind of coming back.
Yeah,
to me.
and then like he was in like this guy Casey was in the corner, and then like right next to me there was like another like long haired kind of trench coated dude, and we were like it got to they were like they said something, we were being really loud, and essentially we started being like, you're gonna let him talk to you like that, man? You know? And we were instigating a fight, and then we instigated these guys to fight each other, and then they had like this hilarious like slow motion like fight, just awful like nerd fight outside.
I'm picturing it.
Just like
nerd fight.
Trying to punch and just being very unathletic, but it was it was basically like I think it was like a 4-minute just like really slow, boring fight where nobody got hurt.
Have you ever seen Grandma's Boy?
No.
Oh, there's this guy. I forget what the actor's name is, but he's like kind of this robotic guy that like thinks he lives in the Matrix or something. And I'm picturing that guy in this fight. He's wearing a trench coat and he's like, "Adios, turd nuggets." Like, that fucking guy.
I think the guys might have been crying afterwards too, like, good fight, man.
Shaking hands.
You threw a couple good punches in there, bro. Good stuff.
Do you play chess?
Oh, dude, we can't talk about cafes unless we explain to our listeners the cream flipping cigarette gambling game.
Oh, yeah. I got pretty good at that for a while there.
Yeah. So, when you're sitting in a cafe drinking coffee and smoking cigarettes, by the way, I haven't smoked in a long time. Me and Josh don't smoke anymore or drink anymore. It's just, we used to back in the day.
A lot.
But, yeah. So
hence all the throat clearing you're hearing.
Yeah, no shit. We got, those little creams that are like little cups with you peel the top off that you put in your coffee. So the game we used to play was you line those up. You line 5 of them up. And the goal is to take your finger and flip the creamer, like press on the top and flip the creamer so it lands in the same position. Almost like doing a kick flip on a skateboard, but with a little creamer.
Yeah, yeah.
So I would go.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I would go and flip the 5 creamers and see how many I could get. And for every one I got, whoever I was playing against had to give me 1 cigarette. Now, if I got all 5, you had to give me 10 cigarettes. And it would go back and forth.
Nice.
Maybe we should make a little video and put it on there of exactly how it's played.
We'll go up to Dave's.
Yeah. Dave still has those.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't remember like really ever playing it as like a gambling thing, but I just remember kind of being like your own little personal like challenge, you know, because it was like, there was a form to it once you figured out how to do it, you know.
You could do like double and triples.
Triple
flips.
Or like pop it up on top of another one. Jump it on top.
That's like next. That's like super hard level.
Yeah. So, that was another way to pass the time while you're just sitting there chain smoking, drinking coffee. I remember so many times though, sitting in fucking Family Pancake House, like, I don't know if I just hadn't built up a tolerance to caffeine yet, but I would sit there and drink like 10 cups and just be like, cornholio, just fucking like geeking out.
Totally.
Of caffeine.
I would just bring my sketchbook and just like get jacked on coffee and just draw some great shit. I still got a lot of those old drawings. But did I ever tell you about the time when I made Stephanie puke before school at Family Pancake House because I was being so gross with my breakfast?
I remember this, and I'm pretty sure I was there, but I don't remember seeing any like vomit or anything. But
I was just like, I would go and like just take like a bite of breakfast and mix it with coffee and just go like,
oh yeah,
and like puke it out and just like slurp it back up and be like, check this out, look at this, and like it made Stephanie like vomit.
Nice.
It was so gross. Poor girl.
Poor Steph. Good thing she didn't die in that the tape episode accident.
What else?
It was a snowplow.
Oh wow. Okay.
Not
cool.
a semi.
Yeah. Yeah, man. What else? What other cool stories from cafes?
Well, there was the time. This is cafe involved, but when we were at that party at Noel's house and. Elf told us that he had some like deadly blood cancer or something. So me, you, him, and Circa Deoy went up to Denny's and hung out and talked about.
Oh, I remember this.
Talked about him dying, and we were all upset because we were drunk and probably baked too.
And like we had a sobering moment where we got some coffee.
Yeah,
and we were like, this guy basically told us he's going to die, which by the way was a complete lie.
Imagine that.
So we were like, we were drunk and now we're mixing this with a lot of caffeine and all the emotions of, so allegedly our friend is like going to die of blood cancer.
Yeah. And so we were all very upset and I was like pretty angry. He's a good friend of mine. I still consider him a really good friend.
Totally.
And so we're coming back down to the Manette area right across from the, the bar that's out of business that's now the graffiti wall.
Oh, the Maple Leaf.
The Maple Leaf. Sorry, I don't know how I didn't remember that.
The Maple Leaf was a dive.
Our friend Noel lived right across the street from there in this little duplex, and we were having a party, and that's where we had left and went up to Denny's to, be sad with our friend about him dying. And we're coming back down the hill kind of by those old Navy apartments across from the YMCA, and some of these trench coat rockers that we mentioned before were walking
not
on
the same ones, but this was like a variety of people. There was like goth and then there was like trench coaty rocker types.
I don't know. I think they were all in that vampire gang.
Yeah.
Called like the Camarillo, I think is what they called themselves. But
another gang we got to talk about.
Yeah. So they're just like walking on the side of the road, and for some reason Chris is driving and he thinks that they're too far in the road, so he swerves towards them to show them that he owns the road in his Subaru.
And it was, I can absolutely remember the mood. Like it was quiet in the car.
Yeah.
And he like kind of something had to give. He like kind of pushed over towards the guys, and didn't one of the guys take a boot and kick the car?
Yeah, he kicked the car.
Oh, yep.
And then I was like,
fucking on.
Yeah, I was like, fucking pull over, dude. Let's fucking kick these guys' asses. And fucking I got out and like went right up to the dude that fucking kicked the car. And I was just like right up in his face. And I was like, what's up, motherfucker? Or something like that. Yeah. He goes, I don't have a problem with you. I got a problem with the guy driving. And then just out of nowhere, everyone we know that was at this party down the street just comes out of nowhere and just flies in with a fist and just socks this dude right in the face.
Well, no, but there was other people with him. It was a fair fight.
No, there was multiple people.
It was like a 5-on-5 brawl.
I'm just talking about the guy that I was face to face with. Like, I think it was Jay Liver. Fucking punched him, and that guy just like blindly swung as hard as he could, and he caught me right in the eye. And then all of a sudden, I just look around, and there's like a 20-person brawl in the middle of the street. Yeah, it was fucking insane.
That was such a great fight.
It was. I like looked over, and I was kind of honestly, I'm gonna admit it, I was kind of dazed from that punch. And I don't remember like myself getting too much more involved in the actual fighting because it was over like really quick.
Yeah. I mean, it was like a 5-minute fight, and they like nobody got super badly hurt, but it was just a good little Donnybrook.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember like right after that dude, he purposely tried to punch somebody, but he didn't purposely try to hit me, but he ended up hitting me. And my brother was standing right there for I don't know where the hell he came from. And he goes, "Don't hit my brother." And he just levels the dude. And I just look over. Chris has got this guy up in a tree by his hair, just beating his ass. And then all of a sudden the cops pull up. And, and then we're all like, "Cops are here." And fucking everyone's jumping in Chris's car or running off into the bushes. And I don't remember, who did they say? The cops were like, "Hey, what's going on here?" And someone said, "Oh, not much, but those boys down there are causing us some trouble," or something like that. And we just took off. I don't remember exactly, but
yeah, I just remember like definitely the mood of that night was like soured because Elf was just like, "I'm gonna die."
Yeah,
but like for no reason, just like to, I don't know why
get
somebody
some sympathy or something. I don't know. Maybe, well, I never followed up on it with him, but maybe he was told something from a doctor and he like, embellished it a little bit or something like that, you know. But, when you get drunk and you get emo and you start saying stupid shit, I mean, I've never told my friends I was dying of cancer, but I've probably been a little emo when I was drunk before, but no, that was a great fight though. I think about that often.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, I mean, I used to wash dishes at Family Pancake House on the East Side. It's one of my jobs. Gabe got me that job.
How did I not know that?
I sucked at it. I was like trying to clean the dishes too much, but you just throw them in the bin and like, people are eating breakfast so much. They need those dishes.
Yeah.
So I was like trying to do a really good job, and they would just like Gabe would come back and be like, "Let me do it." But
yeah, the Cafe Zoo was cool too when that opened up. It was a little farther away since it was down by the ferry, But once I like had steady car access, I went down there quite a bit, and I remember this, like there was like a good like 2 or 3 week period where me and Dave Mitchell were going down there and starting like fucking arm wrestling competitions with people.
Dope.
Yeah, so we'd just be sitting there fucking going from table to table arm wrestling people, and like me and him were like always like the winners of the arm wrestling competition. But yeah, that place was cool.
Right on, man. Well, I love it. It's just kind of like, to wrap it in a burrito. It used to be before the internet and everybody on their phones, like that original waitress was telling Josh, there was much more socializing in places like cafes, and it's kind of a bummer that it's no longer a thing.
Yeah, socializing IRL, which means in real life. Yeah. Yeah, there's just not too much of that going on with the youth these days, apparently. Yeah. I mean, my daughter and her friends, they go hang out. They just seem like a different kind of younger people than the average younger people. I think they're a little more outgoing.
Yes, but they will go to a cafe then.
Yeah. I mean, but now they're over 21, so they go to bars. Yeah. But it's not like they're not partying. They're just socializing like how we did at the cafes, basically.
I love it.
But
well, maybe Josh, once we get $1 million from this podcast, we'll have to open up a cafe, a podcasting cafe.
Yeah, that would be cool. You could play chess there.
Yeah. All right, Josh, I think that's a fine place to wrap up today's little banter on the cafe scene back in Bremerton. What do you think?
Yeah, it sounds good. Got some memories flowing in my head now. I really liked that fight.
Yeah,
I mean, that'd be a good movie scene.
that would be a good movie scene.
Yeah, so that was cool.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks for joining us on another wonderful little podcast of B-Town Stories with Shit and Food. I'm Shit.
I'm Food.
And until next time,
Take her easy.
hey, B-Town Stories, B-Town Stories, B-Town Stories with Shit and Food.
B-Town Stories is a Red Cobra production, created, produced, and written by Shit and Food, with theme song by The Slags and logo design from Darren Chalman.